been seeing this big piano in my grandparents' house. It is in the living room. But for me, it was only a piece of furniture placed it here to decorate. Nobody plays it. I saw that only the great pianists knew how to use it. One day, one of my big cousins taught me to play a very simple piece. It is since that moment that my passion for the piano began. I immediately wanted to take courses to learn how to play this instrument. So my parents enrolled me in a group piano class at a music school. I want to avoid the conservatory because I had heard that it looked like school, lesson to learn by heart, a lot of homework, etc. I was afraid of being disgusted by the piano. I learned a lot of small, easy to play pieces, but the big problem with group classes is that you don't progress very much. We all play the same things at the same time, so we can't hear each other. I took these courses for 4 years. Then I took private lessons. I progressed very quickly. I learned to read a score so I could play by myself. But after 2 years, I got tired of these repetitive classes. Today, I no longer have piano lessons. I am learning new pieces on my own. This allows me to be truly free. I don't have schedule, I don't have a course to pay for. I really like playing the piano. Sometimes I wonder myself when I see my finger flying over the key and letting the music escape. But I regret not knowing how to read the score quickly, not knowing how to accompany songs, not knowing how to find a song melody. I have many shortcomings that my courses have not been able to fill. I wonder then how to learn to play what you want to learn at the piano without taking expensive lessons. I asked people who play the piano how they learn to play and what they missed in their learning. Mathieu took 3 years of piano lessons at the conservatory. Courses in music theory, harmony and musical culture, piano lessons, and ensemble music lessons. The training at the conservatory is very complete but very intensive. In addition to these 3 courses per week, he had to train a lot at home. For him, even if very complete, this training was too heavy and did not leave in-house freedom. He therefore abandoned the course at the conservatory because of the exclusivity given to classical works. Gaëtan started playing thanks to the online course on YouTube. He does not know how to read the score, but he has put color thumbnails on each of the keys of his piano to be able to play easily small pieces. What he lacks is knowing how to improvise a melody and know how to accompany songs. He lacks the same skill as me. Emmanuelle has observed since she was very young one of her friends who know very well how to improvise songs and accompany songs. She quickly accustomed her ear to creating music. Emmanuelle is very good at improvising a melody to accompany a song. She would very much like to know how to read real scores and play pieces not improvised. Our 2 skills complement each other perfectly. To understand how the application for learning piano work, such as Simply Piano, Pianu or Piano Facile, I decided to test some of them. Some applications teach us the beabba to read a score, others show how to play some song. There are very few that are free, simple to understand, and that learn something other than to read a score. It can therefore be observed that if one take courses at the conservatory, in music school, or on the internet, one learns only one way of playing the piano. One does not learn to improvise. I will even say to control his instrument. The only person who learned to educate his ear and to accompany songs to the piano was the one who watched his friend play. According to Piano Lab, 10% of the population knew how to play the piano. Indeed, the piano is the instrument that counts the most amateur among the French. 30% regretted not being able to play an instrument. But then, how do you learn to play only what you want to learn at the piano? Not just how to read a score, but know how to create your own music, know how to accompany songs, know how to improvise melodies. Each pianist has different knowledge of each other. How can you simply and freely share your piano knowledge? I noticed that to learn how to play the piano correctly requires a lot of personal work, but also a person able to adapt to his students in order to explain in more depth the misunderstood points. It therefore requires both personal work and individual support. One of the two aspects is missing from the application and videos on the internet. Private lessons therefore seem to be conducive to progress, but they are often too expensive and limit freedom. It will therefore be necessary to combine both simple courses to learn the generalities about the piano, but also a personal accompaniment. So I thought about creating an application that would offer recorded piano lessons to learn the basic, but also live lessons. Each user could propose themselves as a teacher. There will be live calls at any time to find out what we are interested in. Each could offer different lessons, read a score, play chords, invent songs, accompany songs, etc. These courses will be free and allow everyone to share their knowledge and learn more simply. I will use an example to clarify my thinking. Peter wants to learn to play the piano. He has never done it, but he does not want to pay for a piano lesson that would be too expensive. He then downloads the application. To begin, he creates a profile. He registers that he is a beginner and therefore cannot give a course. After creating a profile, he will watch pre-recorded videos that explain the basics of the piano. He can judge the difficulty of the course with the stars between 1 and 5 stars. He trains long hours at home, knows that he knows the basics, he would like to progress more quickly and have the opinion of a connoisseur. So he's going to look for a teacher on the application. He has to select what he wants to learn first. He wants to learn to read a score, so he goes to look for a teacher classified in the read a score part. He looks at the stars that allow him to know the difficulty of the course. Once he has found a teacher, Peter sends him a first message to find out how live classes are going. Her teacher, Emma, offers her to give her first classes. They are called. Peter progresses quickly thanks to Emma, who gave him very good advice, but also thanks to his personal work. Soon Peter will be able to give lessons in turn. To share his knowledge simply, we could also imagine a public space in which musician or beginner could share their knowledge. A large space open to all, only to hear music or to learn to play it, everyone could be there. This place could be linked to the application. We could also imagine an event where pianists or future pianists could meet. A day in which all people interested in the piano, whether to teach other or to learn new things, would come together to meet each other. The application could be linked to the events. People who would have met on that day can stay connected through the application. To sum up, sharing our piano knowledge is difficult. There are many different things to learn. Courses are expensive and often limits freedom. An application, an event, or even a piano installed in a public space would allow to share its knowledge and to learn new ones.